Hi everyone, thanks for watching Access Hockey MI. That is us. I'm Janae and this is Rachel.
Hello.
And we talk hockey a lot and today is no exception. Today we're going to talk a tiny bit about the World Juniors that has just concluded. Congratulations to Team Canada for winning gold for the 19th time in history. That's a big deal. Yeah, you can tell how excited she is.
It is a big deal.
But more specifically, we're going to kind of narrow it down to talking about Donovan Sebrango, who was part of the Canadian team this season, and I believe last season as well.
Correct.
And he currently plays with the Griffins. He's on roster for the Griffins. He was drafted by the Griffins, or by the Red Wings rather, in 2020. So we're going to talk about him today and what that means for his future going forward, what championships in general mean, and just kind of our overall opinion about Sebrango so far.
Yeah, I was really proud of the title I made up for this video. It's Don't Sleep on Don. So everybody knows that. Should just thumbs it up anyway and subscribe and comment and like. She forgot it again.
And that's okay. We're a team. I do it so she feels involved.
I feel so involved right now.
Like, subscribe, comment, share with your friends. Thank you so much.
Now we can move on. So we last updated you on Donovan Sebrango back in January of this year. So he's someone that we've been watching since he joined the team a little earlier than expected because of the shutdown and all that kind of stuff. He got an early jump on it. Go back, watch that video. We dissect that a little more. But last season with Grand Rapids, his first full pro season, in 65 games, he had 7 points. He's a defenseman, so typically they don't have as many points unless you get those rarities like Victor Hedman,
or Mort Sider.
Or Sider, yeah. One on our own team, I should probably remember that.
Although Hedman is very good.
He's incredibly good.
He's very good.
But Sebrango is one of those characters that he has shown very specific and obvious growth in the last couple months, and especially over this offseason coming into the World Junior Championship. He had averaged 20 minutes or more a night, or a game, I should say. So out of all of Team Canada, he had the highest average for minutes played every single night. So that just goes to show how much respect that he's earned on and off the ice. He was the alternate this season, as well as the last World Junior he played in. He was also the alternate. So they obviously trust him, and he obviously has that stamina to really embrace that kind of minutes, and it shows just the development and growth he's had in the AHL so far.
Yeah, and we, of course, have a ton of prospects coming to the Griffins and the Red Wings in the coming season, and a lot of those guys were playing in these World Juniors. But we wanted to talk about Sebrango specifically because we've seen him play with the Griffins. We've seen him improve very quickly, I would say. And he has a very good work ethic that means to me that he's going to just keep improving. And to me, this is a really important year for him because of all those people coming down the pipeline who are vying for spots. We talk about this all the time.
Every week.
How important it is for the guys who are currently playing to not get slept on, to not get forgotten about. And the way that they do that is to keep themselves in the forefront of all the Red Wings staff that's watching, all the people who are like, hey, this guy's got something. We got to keep an eye on him, keep working with him because he's going to be a Red Wing. And I think that Sebrango has a really good opportunity to do that if he continues to grow on what he's got. And Rachel said stamina and grit. He's been working a lot with Nicholas Cranwell in the offseason on his skating because he knows he's not a super offensive defenseman, which shows in the points that he did get, but he wants to be the hard holder of the blue line and that's very important. We talk all the time about how you need to be a two-way player, but at the same time you need those guys, and it's okay to be that guy that just plays your position and plays it super well and confidently, and someone that can be trusted, hence him playing so often and so well in the World Juniors and winning that gold for the 19th time. Not him, of course, but like the team. I think it just shows in that as well.
It does. And the interesting thing that this even comes to mind for us is that he was a 2020 draft pick. It's only 2022.
I know. In case everybody's forgotten, it's 2022.
Right.
I'm always like, what year is it?
She forgets the years frequently. But putting that in perspective, the reason this is almost kind of like an urgent year for a lot of these guys with such a small developmental time frame is because we have so much talent that I think with the nature of the organization now at both levels, it's a make it or break it kind of deal. We're not going to sit on guys for 6, 7, 8 seasons.
Which is unusual
very unusual.
What we were doing.
Exactly. So for Sebrango, I think he's got the nuts and bolts. He's that gritty kid. He's the stay-at-home kind of guy where he'll stay in his position. He'll do it well. He wants to be able to stonewall guys coming into the zone and be able to be that guy they can depend on, which shows a lot, I think, of his maturity, understanding his game. His skating is something that he did point out to Cronwell he did want to work on. So that he is...
And who better to work with than with Cronwell?
And he's attentive to his deficiencies and where he wants to improve as a player. But it is a big deal for him this season that coming into Grand Rapids, he will be with us in Grand Rapids, being able to force the issue, being able to force the brass to see, hey, I have earned this position, and also to be able to lead the kids coming in from behind who are pretty much the same age as him. So he's kind of in an interesting position, but he's willing to do the work. But it is he's kind of on the precipice. So I feel like
it's almost just because of the talent we're getting, and the talent that keeps coming, and how the media ebbs and flows with who's important to them now and later. That, of course, doesn't matter to the actual staff of the Red Wings or to the players. They just, if they can stick to their own game and they don't listen to the noise that's out there, it doesn't matter who is, coming up behind them to them so much, because they know they're going to put in the work every day to work harder than anybody else who's going to come back. And I think he's got that kind of work ethic, and I'd like to see him grow on that, of course, in this season as well. But the World Juniors is very, I would say, important in the fact that you get all the people from, your country, you're playing for your country, and it's very patriotic, and it's super cool to watch.
Very heartbreaking. Sorry, Finland. Those pictures just tug on your heart.
And congratulations to Sweden, who got bronze. A lot of our prospects for the Red Wings were playing with Sweden this year, but Sebrango in particular was able to play with a lot of very talented Canadian players who are, of course, all chosen based on, them being of the age for World Juniors.
Their merit and
their merit, and that just is going to help exceedingly his talent going forward, and that's what I think these World Juniors Championships are good for, to kind of see where you're at, what you need to work on, and I think for the people up top to kind of see like what you have to work on as well. So I think that the whole tournament and everything is really good for that, and it's just cool to see, even if it is Canada, not the United States, it's cool to see all those kids get their hard work paying off, and I think that's awesome.
It's a cool thing for them to be able to represent their country in like a mini Olympics, essentially.
I think it's so cool.
That's cool. If I had any talent whatsoever and was chosen to represent the U.S.
Do they have like an Olympics for like speaking quickly?
Yeah, I don't know. We would be gold. We would be gold for sure.
Gold.
We are gold. But as far as Sebrango goes, he is one guy that we definitely don't want you to sleep on this season. It's easy to get lost in the mix of all the hot topics coming up right now, which there are plenty. We should be excited about them. But Sebrango is one of those characters. He's only been in our system for 1.5 seasons. So don't let, I guess, the noise of everything else, like Janae said, and the media hype and everything. Pay attention to these kids, that they are the same age, they're fighting for the same spot. But Sebrango has a unique ability, I think, to kind of put himself in a different position, that he is not that offensive player. He's that trusted guy. He's the brick wall at the blue.
Well, he's already got the experience of being with the Griffins the last season, and the experience that, of course, these championships give him, and the experience of just, years of hockey already. So, I
think mentally he's developed really well too. I think I was reading an interview from him, and one thing really
it's
stuck out.
It's always nice to have a well-spoken, good
interview so
type of person.
And he was just saying how, though he was the alternate for the World Juniors for his team, he understood that he's not, quote, better than everybody. He wasn't coming in with that mentality. It was an honor, but he also recognized that he does have professional experience in the AHL, which many of these kids play in the SHL, and so they have varying levels of experience. But the fact that he could recognize that and be humble, I think that's going to take him far.
I really appreciate that, and I think our players that we tend to draft seem to be that way anyway, and I really appreciate that. They just have a good character. They have good. They seem to be really humble. And I think that's important, because I would rather that than have some kid coming in.
Arrogant punk.
Yeah,
filling pucks with, or filling nets with pucks.
Anyways.
Still waiting on that one.
Before we get going, we just want to remind you to leave a comment below. Let us know what you think about Sebrango, about the World Juniors if you watched. What other prospects for the Red Wings are you excited about? And do let us know if you have anything that you've been thinking of that you'd want us to talk about. Make sure you post a comment for that as well. Rachel reads all those. Sometimes she shares them with me. If they're really funny.
Sometimes I ignore them.
Tell us a joke. We would love for you to tell us a joke. Only knock-knock jokes.
Oh, dang it.
And make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and share this video if you would be so kind. We appreciate, of course, you watching our stuff and our content. Again, check back on our earlier videos with Sebrango. We'll leave a link in the description for you for that one. And again, don't forget about the guys who have been putting in the work.
Yeah.
That are sometimes looked over, glossed over for the new names that come in. So
don't be
that guy. All right, and we will see you guys next time. Bye, guys.